Hello, my name is Kathy Murphy and I'm presenting a qualitative analysis of the causes and consequences of incontinence problems for people living at home with dementia. This work was undertaken at the University of Southampton and funded by a fellowship from the Alzheimer's Society in the UK. There are no disclosures. The aim of this study was to characterise the causes and consequences of toilet use and incontinence problems faced by people with dementia who live at home and their unpaid carers. Around 50 million people globally are living with dementia. The majority live in their own homes and are more likely than other people of the same age to experience bladder or bowel incontinence, necessitating the use of management and containment strategies, either by the person with dementia or their unpaid carers. Incontinence has a negative impact on the health and quality of life of both the person with dementia and their carers and can contribute to the breakdown of care. However, there are no evidence-based conservative management interventions demonstrated to support the incontinence needs of this population. The first stage of intervention development is to understand in detail the problem being addressed, and that was the focus of this qualitative study. We interviewed people with dementia, unpaid carers and healthcare professionals using semi-structured topic schedules to guide the conversations on their perceptions of the causes and consequences of toilet use and incontinence problems. People with dementia and carer participants were invited via Joint Dementia Research website, dementia care groups and care teams within several English counties. Healthcare professionals, dementia care and continence care nurses were recruited via their employers. Recruitment continued until no new major themes arose for 2 consecutive interviews and the research question was deemed to be fully addressed. Framework analysis was used to interpret the data. 45 people, 27 family carers, 2 people with dementia, 8 continence nurses and 8 dementia nurses took part. Considerable attempts were made to recruit further people with dementia, but without success. This limitation was in part addressed by other participants who recounted relevant conversations with people with dementia. 2 key themes, 1, causes and exacerbating factors, and 2, consequences, and associated subthemes were identified. The underlying causes and exacerbating factors were multifaceted and complex, with 6 subthemes identified. Those were dementia, physical, psychosocial, either for the person with dementia or the carer, societal, care system and containment product factors. And all these played a role in either causing or exacerbating incontinence problems. Most participants described situations, either their own or other people's, where there were multiple causes or exacerbating factors combined. For example, a person with dementia might fail to recognise the signals that their bladder required emptying, a dementia factor. This issue could be exacerbated by lack of adequate continence products, a care system factor, and family avoidance, a societal factor to do with stigma. Similarly, the consequences of these incontinence problems are numerous, diverse and complex for people with dementia, the carers and the care system, including healthcare professionals and wider society. Context was important to understand how people were impacted differently. For example, factors such as whether the carer lived with a person with dementia and the nature of their relationship, e.g. spouse or adult child, for example, influenced how much personal support carers were willing or able to provide. Dementia adds an extra layer of complexity to both the causes and the consequences of incontinence problems. Some of the causes and consequences can be found in the wider population, but many are specific to the dementia population. Multiple factors can come together in varying combinations and in different contexts to generate the unique problems faced by individual people with dementia and their carers. Likewise, the same causal factors might lead to different consequences for different individuals. When considering how to tackle these multifaceted problems, it's likely that multi-component interventions that can be tailored to individual situations will be required. When developing these interventions, we must ask which problems are potentially modifiable, how, and under which circumstances. Thank you for listening to this presentation, and please do contact me with any questions or comments.